Good morning and welcome to Cindy's Kitchen. So glad you're here today. If you're new, welcome. Quick, easy, yummy meal ideas, appetizer, lunches, dinners, snacks, desserts, you name it, we got it. We have, if you want to go back and watch old reruns on Facebook, please feel free to do that. Or you can go to our YouTube channel, also called Cindy's Kitchen, and check out any of our recipes from the last 3.5 months, I tell you, yes, and the recipes are located right there. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, good morning. Ready, are you ready? I'm ready because I love both these dishes. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. So, we're gonna start. So, what is cooking on Cindy's Kitchen today? We're gonna start with some baked, I tell you, baked Parmesan basil tomatoes. Oh, so good. Nice lunch. If you're from the UK, this is part of your breakfast, right? Or in Mexico too. They do baked or broiled tomatoes as part of a breakfast or a lunch. I like them for lunch. Not so on breakfast, but I do like them for lunch. And quite frankly, you can eat them just like the way I'm gonna make them, or once they're done, you can slide them in between 2 pieces of bread and eat it like a sandwich. Yum! And then the next thing, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I'm gonna tell you this. It has cream cheese, it has Gorgonzola cheese, it has pears, prosciutto, I'm gonna say it right, prosciutto. It's got caramel sauce or caramel sauce, because we're gonna get into that again. It's yummy, oh so yummy. Let's start on the tomatoes, because I wanna get those in the oven, okay? Hey Diana, you're in Minnesota, overlooking the water, so cool. Have fun, Josette, good morning. Basil and tomato in your gardens. I have a friend and she brought me tomatoes, so that's what I got. So here we're gonna start. I took tomatoes, here's what I did. I cut off the top and I cut off just a tiny bit off the bottom, only because I want them to sit flat. And you know, sometimes your tomato is round and it would do this, right? I have a flat bottom, so when I sit even. If I had a round bottom, I would tilt over. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Anyway, so just a little slice off the bottom, and then I sliced it in half, okay? Because I want halves. So that's what I have. If, by chance, you're using store-bought tomatoes or even garden tomatoes. So here's the top of my tomato. You see that little thing right there? If yours is bigger, this isn't very big, but let's say that is very hard and it's larger, you might want to take your knife and just cut that part out, because you don't want to bite down. Isn't that awful? Like when you go to a fast food restaurant and you get a hamburger and then there's this like not ripe tomato in the middle, and the icky middle part is like yay big, and it's like, oh, I love tomatoes, and so that's a big disappointment. Britt, ciao. Britt, you're not gonna like the first recipe, but you'll love the second recipe, so stay tuned. Okay, so do your tomatoes, however many you want. If it's just you, do 2 tomatoes, or do 8 tomatoes. You can use this as a lunch. You can add it as your breakfast. It can be a side dish for dinner. Great if you have tomatoes in your garden. Okay, so I have cut up the tomatoes. Cut off the top, just a little bit off the bottom, cut them in half. Hello, good morning, Tomato Cindy here today. Okay, in my bowl, see? And I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that meant I did 5 tomatoes, 5 tomatoes. Olive oil, take your olive oil. How much, Cindy? Oh, let's say, let me pour. Let's say, I don't know, teaspoon or tablespoon. We just want everybody happy in the party. Everybody happy in the party. A little salt, because tomatoes need salt. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says, tomatoes need salt. A little black pepper. And here, how about this? Let me say 2 good pinches of salt, 1 pinch of pepper. And you know I have garlic, right? I could have used fresh garlic, but I haven't made any new. So let's just say a pinch of garlic powder or granulated garlic, okay? Gotta get a thing. Now I'm just gonna give these a little toss. Really, you should do this with your hands, because you just want to make sure that the olive oil and the seasonings are all coated and they're lovely. And they are. You can do it with your hands, but then my hands are all gross and you know how I feel about that. Ugh. Although I'm gonna use my hands. What is this? It's my trusty pie plate. Not just for pies anymore. Nope, because I use these things for everything, right? Okay, so I'm using my pie plate, FYI. Pie plates are still on sale for 15% off at More Polish Pottery. I haven't picked mine yet. I'm pretty sure which one I want to buy. I'm pretty sure I want the berry pattern. I have it down to that and one other one. I'm pretty sure it's berry, but I haven't bought it yet. So there you go. Seriously agreeing with you right now. All right, so here we're gonna go. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna use my hands. Take your tomatoes. So one of your big edges, your big ends, this is my big end, is on top, facing up. And we're just gonna put them, I'm gonna put them in my pie plate. You put them in whatever you wanna bake in, okay? You don't have a pie plate? Well, I know you have a pie plate somewhere, right? But any kind of pie plate or baker. If you did this on a baking sheet, put a little foil or parchment paper down. Is it necessary? No. Why would you do that? So you don't have to wash it then. Because then, everything should be easy. Right? Not too much. Okay, so there we go. Now, this would be lovely. I'm gonna add 2 more things. You ready? Move. Wait, I need another sip of coffee. Another sip of coffee? Some of you send me messages and tell me I drink too much coffee. Better hurry, lots sold out. Tomatoes? Oh, well, see, I have a friend who has a garden, so she grows tomatoes and brings them to me. Okay, so I went outside to the basil plant and just pulled off. So you really should buy a basil plant. It's really not hard. You just leave it outside, make sure it's got some water. Oh my gosh, and then every day is a lovely day. Come on, everybody eats Italian food. Really? Even if it's just spaghetti out of a can or a jar. And if you do that, that's fine. Add some of this on top or while you're cooking your sauce. Okay, so I have about 10 leaves there. I'm gonna roll them. Remember how we do this. We're rolling them and we're rolling. I just set them all on top of each other, roll them into a cigar shape. I got too much stuff on my cutting board. Take your knife and we're gonna cut this way. Okay, ready? Does your knife make those noises when you cut? I don't know. Okay, so if you want to give it another little chop all the way around, then you won't have ribbons. You'll actually have a dice or a mince, okay? So now, taking my tomatoes, and I'm gonna kiss. Look at that. Basil is kissing the tomatoes. Oh, it loves it. The tomatoes are happy. They're full of joy. They're singing. Yay! Basil is my favorite. That's what the tomatoes are saying. There we go. La la la. And all you people who don't like that, I use so much cilantro because you don't like cilantro, today should be your day. No cilantro. Okay, so we have our tomatoes with olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder or granulated garlic, and now a little fresh basil on top. Now we're gonna take our parm. You can buy a brick, you know, like the little thing of parm that's hard, and then you can get out your little grater and you can do this. Right? And that's really pretty and it's really cool. Lazy. Tub o' parm. What is this? This is shredded parm. You can use shredded parm. Of course my knife makes that noise. Of course it does. Good morning, Shirley. Pie plates, I know. Oh, hurry, Lois, hurry on the pie plates. I know. Melinda, good morning, Melinda. Hey, Diane. Okay, so this is just shredded parm. So see, shreds. You can use grated, you can use whatever you want. And again, it's gonna rain. It's raining parm. Hallelujah, it's raining parm. Okay, so we're just gonna dust. We're not. I like cheese on top of mine. So I'm gonna pile, no dusting. Pile your parm on top of your maters. My aunt, who is, I don't know if she's still on, Sharon, she has a huge garden and she's always doing lots of things with tomato. Sharon, I hope you tried that tomato pie. It is like the best. I've had 3 since I made it on the show. Okay, we've stacked them with Parm. Assume with me for a moment, you say, Cindy, not a Parm fan. I understand. I gotcha. If you are not a Parm fan, but you have some shredded, the finely shredded, like Mexican blend, or the finely shredded cheddar cheese, put that on there. It's fine. You don't want the Italian ones? Cut up some, instead of this, put a little cumin on there, and some cut up cilantro, and put cheddar cheese on there. Ta-da! All kinds of ways to use up your tomatoes. I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees. 400 degrees. I have my pie plate. It is full of lovely tomatoes. And in we are going. Are you ready? 15 minutes. 10, 15 minutes. We want our cheese. We want our cheese to do this. Oh, it's gonna get bubbly on the top. It's gonna be a little toasty. It's gonna be so good. Yay, baked tomatoes. There you go. 1 recipe down. 15 minutes. Actually, it was 10. Done, I tell you. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart. Give me a hallelujah. How about an amen for baked tomatoes? Ta-da! Let me curtsy. Don't. Okay. I'm putting the Italian stuff away. Bye-bye, Italian stuff. Are you ready for the next one? Are you ready? Okay, hold on. Drinking. Someday you'll wonder, does she have something else in that coffee? And the answer is, it could happen. All right, I'm gonna flip this over because it has basil on it and I don't want basil on my next recipe. Ready? Flip. Okay, because life sometimes is black and white. Okay, we're gonna start off with a baguette. A baguette. We're French, right? So we went from Italian Parmigiano to the baguette. Good morning, Nina. Definitely trying that. Making the smoked Gouda quiche. So good, Cindy. All right, baguette. The guy at the bakery said, oh, you must buy this one, it's fresh. Except, this is an artesian baguette. You just need a baguette. It was fresh, but it's a little small. You see how small that is? I would have preferred something a little bigger. Not like French bread, like you're making garlic bread, not that big. You still want a baguette, but maybe a little bigger than this. But I'm gonna make it work because we use what we got. I could bunk somebody on the head with this. Now the baguette is a hard bread, right? It's hard on the outside, but it's soft on the inside. Little chewy, it's got a chew to it. This is just going to be a vehicle, not a boat, not a train, but a vehicle nonetheless. So I'm gonna take my handy dandy serrated knife, otherwise known as bread knife. You get one of these? You have one of these, right? I'm gonna take my baguette, and I'm gonna cut them about a quarter inch thick. So let me cut a couple, and then I'll show you. This is a harder bread to slice, like I said, because it's got a really kind of a firm crust on the outside. And so it can be a little, especially when you got Cindy who has no strength in her hands. Hey Judy, good morning. Okay, so this is about the size, okay? That's about the size. So now here's what I'm gonna do. I know, wait, 2, 4, 6, oh, I need an even number. I need one more. It's not like I have a psychological issue where I have to have everything in even numbers, but for what I'm doing, I want an even number. Now, here's what I'm gonna get. Oh, I'll have to take it back over there and plug it back in. Toaster. I know, you're like, Cindy, really? Can't we just put it in the oven? We could, except that my tomatoes are in there. So I don't want to put it in there where I'm having to watch the tomatoes. And this is faster. Now, the only problem is you look at your toaster and you say, but Cindy, the toaster thing only comes up halfway. And it's for a slice of bread, which is this big. Not a baguette, which is this big. Disconnect, right? I know. But look what I have. I have a little pair of tongs with the plastic things. Now, obviously, do not reach in with something metal. Take these off. When it's plugged in, you'll electrocute yourself and that would be bad, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my little doodahs and my bread. 2 will fit into each one. Now I have a four slice thing. Toaster, there you go. All right, in you go in there. Now they're way down in there, can you see? They're way down in there. Oh, they're almost lost. Look. I'm gonna, hold on. Ooh, had to get an extension cord. All right, I'm plugging in the toaster. I'm gonna put this on about 2. 1 is okay, but it's not brown. 2 is not gonna be really brown, but it's gonna give me what I want. You go any higher than that, and I don't want charcoal briquettes, all right? So I'm pressing both of these down. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, in they go. And they're cooking. I'm setting the toaster over there. Okay, what do we do now? Oh, now we have to prepare what goes in the vehicle, on the vehicle, what goes on top. And here we go. This is what you're gonna need. A beautiful bowl. Do you have a beautiful bowl? I have a beautiful bowl. In my beautiful bowl, I have 8 ounces of cream cheese. Everybody has cream cheese, right? 8 ounces of cream cheese and 8 ounces of Gorgonzola. Gorgonzola? What is that, Cindy? Well, let me show you. Now, this is on sale. This was on sale. See, this was regularly $3.78. It was on sale for $1.89. So that, let me see if I can get closer. You see that? You see the, like, blue veins in there? Gorgonzola is very similar to a blue cheese, but it's not as pungent as blue. I like Gorgonzola better than blue. I'm not a really big blue cheese fan, okay? So it looks very similar, but because it's got those blue veins in there. But it's like I said, it's a little, they sell it like this. See, it's a little smushy. They sell it like this. They sell it in crumbles. They sell it a little harder. It doesn't matter. Whichever kind you can find. This was kind of hard to find. Okay, but Gorgonzola is very good. You see how I have it in there? Just dropped it all in there. Room temperature. Now, I'm just gonna take my spatula. I could do a hand mixer, but I'm not. Let me tell you my tale of woe. Tale of woe. You know the big refrigerator back there? Well, one side is just a big old freezer. And earlier this week, my daughter said, Mom, the popsicles melted. And there was stuff underneath, and I went, oh man, somebody didn't shut the freezer all the way. And so it'll be okay, just shut it, I'll clean it later, right? Okay, except that was not the case. The bottom part of my freezer where like the motor is had frozen up. There was a solid sheet of ice coming all across the bottom of the freezer and the door wouldn't shut. That's why things were getting melty. So I took my wooden spoon, took everything out. Luckily I have another freezer. Took everything out, put it in the other freezer, and I took my wooden spoon, it was a big Mungo one, and started banging on the ice to break it up so that, I banged so hard that I messed my wooden spoon up. And I have had that wooden spoon for, 20 years, and not a problem ever. But I banged so hard that pieces of wood started flying. That was not good. So normally I would do this with my wooden spoon because it would make it easier for Cindy's hands. But alas, no more wooden spoon. And you could do this with the hand mixer, but really it's 2 cheeses. So it's not like we're, and they should be room temperature. So really what we're kind of doing is we're putting them in there and we're kind of smashing them together, see? Now you go, not certain about that. Very pungent, okay? Not as, like I said, not as bad as blue cheese, but still pungent. But that's okay because the cream cheese and the Gorgonzola gives us this creaminess, and then the Gorgonzola gives us this this punch, right? Wooden, I know. She bangs the bang, I know. It is bad. Love my bowl. I love my bowl too. So the Gorgonzola gave us this, whoa, that's what it gives us, whoa. So what are we gonna do? Because we need another taste. We're gonna add, now this is bad. We're not gonna get into the argument again about caramel or caramel. Wait, caramel or caramel. We're gonna say that this is caramel because it's spelled C-A-R-A-M-E-L. This is just sundae syrup. You can get it in a jar where it's thicker, whatever. You can make your own homemade caramel syrup. I just got this. It was in the fridge. Ready? I'm gonna put a tablespoon. If you don't have this, you could put in, oh my gosh, you could put in a teaspoon or a tablespoon, totally up to you, of honey. You could use honey. If you don't like caramel or you don't have caramel, caramel, right? Oh my, I know. Now this dish is inspired, if you're wondering how in God's name she came up with this, it's inspired by a tapas. There was a restaurant that Philip and I went to once, and it was like South American, and they had a huge tapas menu. But I mean, it was like cow hearts, and I mean, weird stuff I'd never heard of. And one of the things that they had, it was kind of deconstructed, but it tasted so good. I was like, okay, I have to figure out how I'm gonna use that at home. Is my things done? Are my things done? Okay, my toast is done. We'll get to the toast. Okay, so now that's my topping. Should we go with that? Yes, let's go with that. I'm gonna unplug my toaster. You know what? I could dig them out, but look at that. Ta-da! Out they came. All right, so now they're a little crusty. They're not toasted. You notice that? But you can go as long as you want. If you like it really crunchy, leave it in there longer. Put it in the oven. Wholly up to you. Okay, I have a little tray because we should be lovely. And look, I didn't even realize it. It matches my coffee cup. Oh, ta-da! Coffee is served, but not coffee. All right, so on my little tray, and you don't need to make this for an appetizer. Never heard of cow's heart. Well, you know, it's like all cows have a heart. Don't they have a heart? Susan, don't you think a cow has a heart? Anyway, okay, so on here we go. Oh, look, and you can make a ton because this tray is good size. So now, would you give me a little knife? No. You know what I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use this. Okay, look, so I have a little bitty spatula. So you're gonna take your little breads. Take your little breads. And look, it looks like frosting, doesn't it? Yum. Okay, since I only have 8, I can do this really quick. Because you know, normally I make like 1 or 2, and then I set them aside. Oh, is there too much? How much do you put on each one, Cindy? Well, how much creamy cheesy do you like? I like a whole bunch of creamy cheesy. Wholly up to you. So remember, it was 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of Gorgonzola. Okay, but what if you can't find Gorgonzola? What can you substitute? You may substitute feta, like a goat cheese, a feta cheese. That would be something similar. You could do blue cheese. I mean, if you're a big blue cheese fan, I just think it's a little, wow, it's a little there for me. But, you know, it's kind of like you guys ask me to do seafood stuff all the time, or, you know, salmon stuff. And I just can't do salmon. I can't. So no salmon on Cindy's show. Okay, last one. And it's going in all the little holes of my little crostini. Yum. Okay, there you go. All on there. What next? It's very lovely just like it is. This would be a phenomenal little snack. But wait, there's more. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get pears. If you wanna get fresh pears, I think that's a lovely idea. Where is my tea towel? Oh, there it is. If you want fresh pears, I think fresh, yummy. You have made me aware of so many different spices and cheeses. I know, right? Hey, Carol, good morning. Goat cheese, there you go. Pears, if you want to use fresh pears, go for it. I didn't have any fresh pears, but in fact, did have a can of sliced pears. Sliced. So, this is what they look like. Ta-da! So, I dropped it. Sliced pears. Okay? Sliced pears. Because I had 2 cans. I thought they were both sliced pears. One was sliced and one was halves. When you were growing up, did your mom make this? This is what my mom made. She would put this on a plate. Okay? And then in the hole right here, she would mix up cottage cheese and Miracle Whip. Right? Cottage cheese, Miracle Whip. Mix it together, and she would spoon that all on top of the pear and put a little salt and pepper on top. Did your mom do that? That was my lunch a lot. That was my lunch a lot growing up. I do still like it. Anyway, all you have is halves. Just slice it, do it in slices. You're all good. Or use a fresh one. That's good as well. Okay, what are we doing? We need one other ingredient, and that would be prosciutto. Man, I am just messing up every country stuff today, aren't I? This is Italy. So we have Gorgonzola, we have prosciutto, we use Parmesan, and the baguette. We're mixing all kinds of countries together. Okay, so if you've not been with us before and you haven't never used prosciutto, this is called Prosciutto Italiano. It is a dried, cured ham. So this is thin slices. I get this in the deli thing of my grocery store. Okay, come on, there we go. Okay, see how thin it is? It's like paper thin. Looks almost like a big fat piece of bacon, but it's very, very thin. See, I ripped it when I came across. You don't have to cook this. It's all good. You can eat it just like this. It's a smoked ham. Pear and cottage cheese sounds yummy. I know, your mom did too. See? There we go. My mom did the cottage cheese and put the maraschino in the hole. Oh, that's festive. Okay, we're gonna take our prosciutto. I'm gonna lay it in my palm, okay? Look, high five, high five. Now, I'm gonna take slice au pair. Au pair. Slice au pair. Now, I think actually I'm gonna do 2. I think I'm gonna do 2. Okay, so 2 on there. You can do that. I'm gonna wrap that over. See how I did? I laid them on there, wrapping that over, and then I'm just gonna keep rolling. Rolling, oh, that's where the hole was. I have a hole in my prosciutto. Now it's not pretty. Now it's not pretty. I don't care if it's pretty or not. And then it just sits on top of your bread. I should have just used one. Okay, see? So that's what it looks like. I know, I didn't make it very pretty because I got a hole. Let me try again. And it's another reason the bread, it would be nice if the bread was just a teeny tiny bit bigger. Okay, so let me get another piece of prosciutto and let me see if I can do it without ripping it. Probably not. It's very, very thin. Nope, I ripped it again. Can't help it. Okay, see how I ripped it again? Cottage cheese and sliced pineapples with a sliced cherry in the hole. There you go. I am a mess, aren't I, Susan? Okay, so there we go. This is a big slice. That's a pretty big slice, so I'm gonna only do 1 because it's so big. All right, fold it over and then just keep rolling it. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep that pear rolling. Okay, there we go. See? Ta-da! And it goes on top. Look at that. Look at that. So now we have the crispy bread. We have the creamy cream cheese, the tang of the gorgonzola, and the sweet of the caramel sauce. Then we have that sweet, crisp pear on the inside and the salty prosciutto on the outside. This is like nature's perfect meal, right? Perfect meal. Okay, well, I have to eat one of these. So sorry. Is that rude? No, sorry. Ready? Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. All stuff all over me. Mm. So good. Now, the Gorgonzola just hit. So good. Assume with me for one moment that you are on keto or some other thing where you can't, oh my gosh, that's so good. Some other thing where the baguette is off limits. No baguette for you. Do this same thing, okay? Make this and thin it down with a little milk. So it's a little thinner, okay? You can put a little olive oil in there too, if you want. Cut up your pears instead of leaving them in slices, or you can leave them in slices, and take your prosciutto and rip it so that it's not just big sheets. Get you some baby arugula. Do you love arugula, that peppery flavor? I mean, quite frankly, if you wanted to add something, a little bit of zing to this thing, you could do that too. I don't like that long piece. Look, see, we could put that underneath there and then put that on top. I love arugula. But if you can't eat bread, let's make it into a salad. So good. So if you can't have bread, there you go. What is this for? Literally, it's a great appetizer. And how pretty is that? It's a great lunch. For me, I'm making this whole platter and I'm eating this for lunch. Or it's a good dessert. You know, a lot of people, especially in Europe, instead of having something overly sweet for dinner, they'll have a fruit and cheese platter, and there'll be some dried meats on there. This is like the perfect fruit and cheese platter, okay? So there you go. That was the one. It is a happy dance. Happy dance. Okay, but Cindy, what's up with the maters? Where did those fresh maters go? Well, let me show you. Okay, it's hot. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Look at this. Look how lovely. I'm tilting. Look at that. Oh, melted, yummy. Cindy needs one of these. Hold on. Let me get a plate. One moment. Plate. Oh, plate, where are you? I'm coming. Hold on. I need a fork. I have a fork. One moment. Okay, I'm back. I'm using my pretty plate. I use this one like I've used it almost every day, just because it makes me happy. Happy. Okay, here we go. You ready? I'm gonna get a mater. Oh, come here, you. And look how pretty it looks on my plate. It's all the same colors. It's all red and yummy. Okay, move aside. Okay. I'm gonna cut. Come here. Don't go anywhere. Oh. Okay, so the tomato, because it's been baked, now all the juices are right there. It's not overly hot, but it's warm. So that warm tomato burst. You've got just a little bit of seasoning on there, but then the basil and the parm hit you at the last minute. So good. This will be, you have that happy pattern in a mug. Oh, I'm so jealous, Sandy. Sandy, I'm jealous of you. You love everything I make, I know. So you have to try this. Oh, if you love tomatoes and basil, this is your thing. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So what do we make? Baked tomatoes with parm and our lovely Gorgonzola prosciutto pears. Crostini, if you will. I hope you had a great time today. My stomach and my mouth are so happy. I know I just didn't feel it this morning, didn't put on makeup, didn't do my hair, didn't even put an apron on. But you know what? I think I'm okay now. I think lunch is gonna be so good. And I'm really glad I got to see all of you guys. Thank you so much. Anyhow, that being said, We're not going to have tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's Saturday, but it's also the 4th of July. I want you to be able to spend some time with your family. Do whatever you're doing. Please be safe. Wear your mask. Don't be going and doing anything stupid. No stupid things, right? Hey, Vicky M. I want you guys to have a great holiday, though. And of course, we don't have a show on Sunday, but I promise we'll be back on Monday. We'll be back at Monday at 11 o'clock. So go back, and if you miss me horribly tomorrow, yeah, because I'm sure that's what you're thinking. At 11 o'clock tomorrow, you're like, oh, boo-hoo, Cindy's not on today, boo-hoo. Go to YouTube. You can watch all the past episodes, or go stay on Facebook and flip back. You can watch everything. Everybody have a great weekend. From my kitchen to your kitchen, happy 4th of July. And we will see you again on Monday. Bye.